Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Steph from Green Grow Love and today you are at my new house. I cannot believe it. This orchid is mine. This tree is mine. And obviously my husband's, but I'm the gardener, so it's mine. And today I'm going to be planting some spring bulbs with you all. So I'm going to show you a really quick tour of the garden just so that you have your bearings of where we are, and there will be a new video coming out in the next few weeks of my full garden tour of our new house. I still can't believe it. And then I'll do the haul and we will get to planting. I cannot wait. It's a beautiful May autumn day here in Melbourne, so let's go. Starting at our back door, the previous owners left us a few pot plants. I'm still learning all the varieties, but I know there's an aloe vera, a daffodil, and this one here is a jade plant or money tree. Behind the clothesline, we have what I think is a peach tree and an avocado tree. You'll also notice there's a few basil plants that they've actually let go to flower just for the bees. This garden bed is one of two and it's quite big. It's still filled with chilies, tomatoes, and lots of weeds. We have a cute little strawberry patch and this fire star orchid. This is garden bed 2, another really long garden bed down the side of our house, which is also filled with weeds and some tomato plants I need to rip out, along with a passion fruit vine just next door to it. The previous owners loved gardening and they have left us so many beautiful shrubs, a variegated lemonwood tree, wild irises, daisies, plenty of perennial herbs, a giant olive tree. And since I filmed this video, I've actually taken the olives to get pressed into oil. So keep an eye out on my Instagram at Green Grow Love to see more about that. We have a silver bush, a birds of paradise, plenty of foxtail, agave, and some roses that need a little bit of R&R, along with a lemon tree, some other fruit trees that I'm not too sure what they are. I am waiting for spring to find out what is growing. We have some grass that needed some mowing, but overall I'm in love with my new garden at our new house, and I can't wait to bring you along for the adventure in making this garden feel like my own. Here we are with all of the bulbs that I'm going to use for this year, and hopefully they multiply for next year and the year after. I have shown you this show bag special, which has Spanish bells, Ixia mixed, Dutch iris mixed, anemone, spiraxis mixed, babiana mixed, daffodil mixed, and spring star mixed. So there's 165 bulbs in here for $29. Now this one here is the Landscape Bargain Collection. I'm going to open it in a sec once I go through all of these, but I will read out what's in there. So we have anemone, Dutch iris, freesia, ixia, jonquil ehrlichia, jonquil soliel, muscat grape hyacinth blue, ranunculi, oh wow, 50 ranunculi in there, spiraxis spring star light blue, and some plant markers, so that's exciting. So I will go through all of these and then I'll separate them into each category. Tulip Antarctica, tulip regular mixed, tulip jumbo pink. Oh wow, these ones are sprouting. Tulip Sky High Scarlet. So these are all sprouting, so I really need to get them into the ground today. A freesia mix, $15 for the 60 bulbs. Scented Daffodil Fragrant Mix, 6 of those. Another 3 Daffodil Senior. Tulip Single Late Mixed. Tulips Columbus. I've got some anemone white bicolor and hyacinth. So I'm going to try and plant all of these out. I've got some ranunculus already pre-sprouted outside. I'm going to leave them for now because I'm hoping to put them in pots, but everything else here will mostly go into the ground. I do want some beautiful like pot plants. but I'm sure I have enough bulbs here to make some beautiful pot plants. So let's go. I will take you out with me. I also have a drill with these two augers. I believe I'll use this one because it's most of the bulbs are about that size, whereas this one might be a little bit too big. But you will see all of it, so let's go out now. One other thing I did want to let you know was the Landscape Bargain Collection cost me $55.70. I am wanting to do the lasagna method in some of the pots, so I'm just going to quickly Google that and just see what bulbs are really good for the lasagna method and how many bulbs I need if I've got a few pots outside. So I'm going to separate all of those first, and then I guess I'll just put the bulbs out randomly. I probably will put them in sort of groups of 3 to 5 rather than single ones on their own. I also just realized that these are daffodils, so I've got plenty of daffodils here. And just another note that these are actually small grape hyacinth blue, and these are the big ones. So I probably will plant these at a different depth. See, as you can see, the bulbs are even very different. Okay, let's get started. Here I'm pulling out some bricks as I want to make the garden beds a little bit bigger than they are, just for some more flowers and shrubs. However, I realized as I was doing this, there's a thick piece of concrete in the ground that borders every single garden bed in my front yard. The bricks were all just sitting on top of the concrete, and it will require a little bit more than just my hands and one afternoon in the garden. I ripped out that lavender plant and started drilling holes into the soil for the very first time ever at our new house and breaking ground, and trying to use this drill piece. Moving around this basil plant is only temporary for this season. As you can see, I'm digging into the ground a little bit to uproot any weeds and to make the soil fluffy, as the bulbs I'm about to plant don't need individual holes with this drill bit. I definitely planted the bulbs a little bit too close together and scattered them around so it felt a little bit more natural when they grow in the random places. I planted an anemone mixed, grape hyacinth, and spring star light blue in this area. Because all of these bulbs and corms are on the smaller size, I just use my finger to make the holes. Yeah, where I was just standing, I found something coming up, so maybe a daffodil. I know these have come up, so I don't know what to do. There's so much traffic too. I just had a quick look at what these are. T from the Cheapskate Gardener told me about an app called Picture This. It's a plant identification app. So I had a look, and these are called African flags. So I'm not sure if that's what they will be, but I'm looking, maybe I could put some bulbs there underneath, maybe, and a few in front. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Ah! And as you can see, I had no idea how to use the drill and the auger piece, but nevertheless, I planted a mix of daffodils here. Next to the roses, the soil was super fluffy and nice, and I planted some more daffodils in this spot. While planting these bulbs, most of them were already sprouting. Most of the time with bulbs, you plant the flatter side down to the bottom and the pointier side up to the sky, as that's where the flower will form. If you aren't too sure, just Google the type of bulb and which way to plant. There's plenty of information out on the internet. In the planting chaos, I ripped out part of this sage plant as it was taking up a lot of my bulb planting space and ended up moving it down a little bit. Although, spoiler alert, it has since died and didn't transplant very well. I'm back at it for a second day. I've ripped up that silver shrub. There is one that's still in there, but now I have this space, and I planted this tree that randomly grew ages ago in my courtyard. So now I'm just going to plant them all here. Gosh. I ended up just doing this one pot in the true lasagna method way of planting, and this is how I did it. But if you're after a real tutorial, I can leave a few links in the description below. If this works out, I'll definitely make it into a tutorial for all of you to follow. I added a few pebbles for drainage, filled it at about 10 centimeters of soil, and added the 3 hyacinth, all similar distance apart. On this layer, I also added 5 daffodils and covered them with only a few centimeters of soil. I added 6 tulips to the next layer of my lasagna and added maybe another 5 centimeters of soil. Looking back now, it might have been a little bit too many bulbs in one pot, but that's okay, I guess we'll see in spring. On the last layer, I added Ixia Mix bulbs and topped up with some soil to a few centimeters under the lip, just so that the water stays in the pot. In this next pot, I added the remaining tulip right in the middle. I then added Babiana mixed bulbs, Ixia mixed bulbs, and a few bicolour white anemones. These anemones weren't sprouted yet, and I wasn't actually 100% sure which way to plant them, so I planted most of them on the side. I filled the pot with soil and later realised this probably wasn't the lasagna method, rather than a bunch of bulbs planted together. In this large container, I added the remaining Babiana mixed bulbs and the Ixia mixed bulbs. I think I will add some ranunculus to this pot as I have plenty growing, and it might make the pot look a little bit more full. While I'm still getting used to this garden and remembering that it will take time to make everything how I like it, I'm enjoying the process of learning so many new ways of gardening and thinking of all the potential plants I'll grow here in the future. I also planted a lot of my pre-sprouted ranunculus at the front of the yard and also in some pots. A few weeks later and I can already see some foliage popping through the ground, and I'm so excited for spring. As always, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm so excited for the videos that I'll be filming in our new garden. Bye for now.